Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our sixth live update from Haiti. As some of you may have already received a lot of email, so today is the World Food Day, and we celebrate today. And my name is Ramin Centeno. As you may already know, I am the Chief Operating Officer here at Meds and Food for Kids. I am reporting live from our factory in Cap-Haïtien in the north of Haiti. And I'm also joined by our CEO, Chris Green, who is joining live from the US. We are very pleased to have you today for this update. And I would like to start by communicate some of the housekeeping rules with you. So as usual, as always, so this call will be recorded and shared on our different social media platform later on, as well as via email to those who could not join us today. And I would like to also remind everybody that you will be muted during this presentation, but you can type your questions in the chat. And then at the end of this session, we'll have a Q&A, and Melissa will be moderating the chat. And during the Q&A, we'll have a chance to answer to all of your questions. So once again, thank you for joining. And I would like to maybe start with what matters the most is the security situation in Haiti. And, today, the timing for Haiti receiving, support from the international community is crucial. And as you may already seen on the news, unfortunately, earlier this month, we have a huge massacre that happened in the Artibonite region of Haiti, where we lost, unfortunately, over 100 lives, and more than 6,000 people were displaced and forced to leave their homes and move to the nearby city in Semar. So what happened in Ponsonde is, again, a reminder that we need to have the support from the international community and that we have not, forgotten about the Haitian people. I'd like to also, again, remind that the UN Security Council has voted and allowed the international security mission to continue for another year in Haiti. And Kenya will continue to lead that mission while other countries, such as El Salvador and other countries in the region, they have pledged to join force with the Kenyan troops as well as the national police to fight against the gang violence, because we cannot continue to have people suffering and dying in Haiti. So we need to have the promises that were made to Haiti and to continue receiving the funding necessary to continue that mission to bring peace back to Haiti. And while we having all of those efforts being done at the high level, us Meds and Food for Kids, we are also working on the ground to make sure that we can address the demands, because there will be more demands. There are more demands in Haiti, and we are working really hard to make sure that we can, we are ready to respond to those demands in Haiti. And as part of that, so one of the aspects of us, getting ready, so what we usually talk about and what we do is do what we call the fail-safe planning or the resilience planning, where we're making sure that we are doing all of the prevention and prepare ourselves to be able to respond to those cases in Haiti. So, Chris, could you please, let us know, what you know or what we are doing right now as part of our fail-safe and resilience planning to make sure that we are ready to address the demands in Haiti?
Yeah, thank you, Remington. Fail-safe is always kind of it feels like right now with everything going on in Haiti, it feels like an impossible task. And really, when we think about fail-safe or resiliency planning, it's how do we as an organization ensure that we can continue to adapt to the ever-evolving challenges and needs within Haiti? Thankfully, this is really in the core of our DNA of who we are. Our founder, Dr. Wolf, is legendary about seeing challenges, and instead of letting those become daunting to her, she would pivot and look for ways to address them. And so we really pride ourselves in this approach, being able to pivot, be flexible, and adapt. And so one of the things we've really been doing is working to strengthen our collaboration with key partners, World Food Program, UNICEF. And so what we've begun to do is do distribution to the last mile. And so we've collaborated with UNICEF to really identify clinics that are in remote or very difficult to reach locations and are not able to consistently get the critical supplies that they need. And so now we are doing direct distribution to those clinics. And not only are we distributing life-saving RUTF, but we've also started delivering essential medicines, prenatal vitamins, other really essential clinical supplies directly to these clinics to make sure that they have everything they need to treat the most vulnerable children as soon as they need it. As we all know, severe malnutrition or hunger, it doesn't wait, right? It needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed now. So this is one of the initiatives that we've really worked on, and just continuing to look at how we can adapt and respond as challenges present themselves. Another aspect of that is really the work we're doing at our factory and how we're partnering with these key players at our location at Cap Haitian. So maybe Remington, you could share with us a little bit about those initiatives.
Yeah, definitely, Chris. I think you talk about the the distribution that we are doing the last mile, and the IUTF that we have available that we do distribution to the last mile, as well as the medical supplies. But one of the things that we know has been a big problem, in Haiti and all over the world, but especially in Haiti, as we are on a remote location, a supply chain can be very challenging. And by that, what we mean is, being able to not only buy and imported raw materials, but also being able to store raw materials in IUTF to be able to respond to that. So what we are working on right now, we have a lot of initiatives that we're working on. So we are working on increasing our warehouse space that will allow us not only to be able to store more IUTF, but also that we are able to buy and store more raw materials that will allow us to continue production and making sure that we can respond in time to those demands in Haiti. But also, one of the things that we discover and we realize that we also need to focus on that is security, and security for our infrastructure, for our facilities, but also security for our staff and safety for our staff. So we are currently working on a project that will allow us to build a permanent wall that will allow us to secure the infrastructures and facilities, and also working on raising fundings that will allow us to have more vehicles available that will allow that we can and do transport from of our staff from the factory to their house and from their house to the factory, because we understand that planning is everything, and being prepared for those situations is very important. And by doing so, we will be at a position where we are prepared to respond to those demands. And according to the most recent, report, we know that half of the population, they are suffering from food insecurity, and we're talking about like 5 to 6 million people. And out of that, so we have over 300,000 children that are suffering. And by doing what we are doing, by preparing, by building more infrastructure, it will allow us to respond to those demands while we're working with those local partners like UNICEF, the MSPP, the World Food Program in the USA, to make sure that we can continue respond to those demands.
Yeah, thank you, Remington. And really what I think one of the big initiatives that we've engaged in this year, and I'll throw this out as a little bit of a teaser as we move on, is that we've realized through all of this that it really requires us to reevaluate our strategy and come up with some new strategic initiatives for going forward, just to ensure that we can continue to most effectively and efficiently reach those vulnerable children that that we're targeting, that we're here to serve, and do it in a way with our key partnerships where it just creates the most win-win and synergy. So from this, we have really begun to talk with key stakeholders, with our board. We've been engaged in a strategic planning process. I'm really excited that we are nearing the end of that, and we are looking forward to distributing those strategic plans closer to the end of 2024. But this has been there's been so much good conversation about how we can continue to take the things that we are doing and roll those out in new and innovative ways to serve the people of Haiti and the children of Haiti. So more to come on that. And I think in part of that process, what we've realized is that the focus on prevention is critical, right? Of course, we have to reach those children that are severely malnourished and moderately malnourished, but prevention is something we really are doing well and we need to do more of. And that leads us to conversations about Vita Mamba, our school snack. And so, Remington, could you share with us a little bit about what we're currently doing with Vita Mamba and what the situation is like in the Haitian school system today?
The Haitian government, via the Ministry of Education, has published that and scheduled that the school year will be reopened beginning of October. And, Vita Mamba, we use that especially as part of the school feeding program in Haiti. We work with some local partners to make sure that we can continue the distribution of Vita Mamba to those schools. But as gang violence increases in so many areas in Haiti, what we realize is, and according to the most recent report, there's still 919 schools that are still closed, that cannot be reopened. And 919 schools, this is an increase of like over 20% of school closures from last year. Now imagine that a lot of kids cannot go to school, and a lot of the schools, as we discussed, there are schools that are now transformed into shelters for people who have been displaced. And some of those children, they cannot travel to go to school because they have to cross to some of those gang territories. And this is really creating a big problem. And as you mentioned, Vita Mamba is a product or a school snack that was developed 10 years ago in partnership between Medicine Food for Kids and the Haitian Ministry of Education. And that's school snack or supplemental school snack, as we call it, was developed to address hungry and undernourished school children. So now imagine that now we have product available, but we cannot do distribution because of gang violence. So what we are doing right now is making sure that we can continue the distribution. And what we are doing is working with some of the schools in the northern region or in some of or the areas, and working with the local partners to make sure that we can distribute the product to the children, like to their house or through schools, so they can still get the nutritious value that they need. Because for some of those school children or those kids, Vita Mamba is the only nutritious food that they receive during the day. And as we work into this, I want to say that we are proud to celebrate that now we have over 200,000 school children who have been benefited from this snack for the past 10 years. And this is thanks to our partners like the World Food Program, BND, and our donors who have contributed immensely to make sure that we have the funding and that we are able to do the distribution. So once again, thank you to all of those partners, and we'll continue to respond to these demands while the kids cannot go to school, to make sure that they can still receive the school snack that they need.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Remington. I think maybe a good way to wrap this update up is to touch on one of the highlights, not just of our year, but of just all the work we've done over the years at MFK. And that's that in the midst of all of these challenges and difficulties, in the next couple of months, MFK will be reaching our 1 million children and mothers served milestone. This is a huge celebration for us, just of the resiliency, the importance of our work. Want to take an opportunity just to thank everyone that has been involved in making this happen. I think first and foremost, our founder, Dr. Pat, her limitless energy and passion that has both made MFK possible, but that she's also transferred to us and our team. Also to our board, to so many of our donors and supporters, you that are on this call, we couldn't have done it without you. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for just your continued belief and support of MFK's mission and reaching the children, the vulnerable children that we serve. So thank you very much for that. And Remington, I want to give you an opportunity also just to share your thoughts on this and kind of the sentiment of our team in Haiti as we approach this milestone and what it means for you.
We talk about, resilience, determinations, and courage all the time, as what we do, in Haiti, the staff and Haitian in general, but the staff of MFK, during all of those difficult times that they have been, able to work and continue to show up every day to make sure that we can produce IUTF and LNS to make sure that we can respond to those demands. So this milestone is a key testimony to all of those attributes that we've been talking about. And, I joined MFK 5 years ago. I would never imagine that I would be part of this huge achievement, being able as a Haitian to be able to save so many lives in Haiti, but also outside of Haiti. So I think this achievement is a really a good testimony of the resilience and determination of the staff of our team. So while we are thanking the boards, donors, and partners, I would like to also thank our team for continuing to believe in the mission and the mandate that we've set forward and to continue working on making this a success. And we are very pleased, to achieve this milestone. And we know that there's more to achieve, and we are very excited to continue, working on, improving and building capacity to respond to those demands locally and regionally. I think that will be a time that we move to the Q&A. And if there's any questions in the chat, Melissa, could you please let us know if there's any questions?
Our first one that we have, I will go ahead and hand to Chris, is just a general, are you hopeful that things will improve in Haiti and just in the field of nutrition in general?
Yeah, this is a great question. I'll start by saying I think to engage in this sort of work, you kind of have to be an eternal optimist. You're faced with challenges all the time, and so you're always having to believe that a better and brighter future is right around the corner. And so a few things that come to mind. One, I think the new transitional government is really making some really clear and decisive efforts to move things forward. We're seeing some great things happen, and so we're really encouraged by that. We're also encouraged that the security force is on the ground, and there continues to be dialogue and commitment about growing that force and providing more resources. So those things to me are really strong indicators. Another thing is, despite all the challenges globally and the state of nutrition globally, it's really encouraging to see other key players like the Gates Foundation or the World Bank really focus more dialogue around nutrition and childhood nutrition specifically. These are really strong indicators for me that the big players are going to continue to leverage their resources and their voice to raise awareness. And so I think maybe we need to continue to raise awareness as well. So part of seeing that better future happen is making sure that we're having the right conversations, that this critical topic is staying top of mind to key decision makers. So we're encouraged. We're going to have a chance later this month to attend the annual World Food Prize, engage with many of the key players in this field in critical discussions around innovative and continued ways to make sure that we are reaching the most critical and vulnerable populations. So I am encouraged, but keep to everyone on this call, just please keep advocating. Your voice matters and we really need it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. We have another question. I'll leave this up to you, Chris and Robinson, who answers it. Are you all currently shipping from other ports in Haiti or to other ports in Haiti from Cap-Haïtien to avoid Port-au-Prince?
I can take this one. Yeah. So I think we should have started with this to remind everybody that we are in Cap-Haïtien. We do have an international airport as well as an international port. So all of our goods, all of the raw materials that we need, they are shipped directly to Cap-Haïtien, whether it's coming from the US, from South and Central America, or from Europe. So everything is shipped directly to the port of Cap-Haïtien. And as you know, we are also shipping samples out to the US and to Europe. So we are shipping everything also out of the airport in Cap-Haïtien. And this has been a blessing, because we know that things could be very difficult. Not only the ports in Port-au-Prince, but also the roads are mostly cut off by gang violence. So we are very happy that we are able to achieve all of those while being in the north and in Cap-Haïtien.
Yeah, maybe I can piggyback on that too. We have, I'll give an example in some of these partnerships we referred to earlier, we're looking for creative ways of getting product to those remote clinics, bypassing some of the hotter spots. And so there's a great example of just a few months ago, our team sent supplies from our facility in Cap-Haïtien to another port that's not an international port, it's a local port. But through our partnerships with World Food Program and UNICEF, we were able to then put that product on a barge. That product was sailed down the coast of Haiti on a barge, unloaded in one of these very remote critical locations, and then the product was able to be transported to the clinics it needed to get to. So we're utilizing any and all means at our disposal to really look for how we can get product around hotspots in challenging areas to the places that it's needed.
So we do have one more question right now about our agriculture program. Remen said, could you expand a little bit more on what's going on with our farm training activities at the moment?
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. We have a partnership with the World Food Program to make sure that we can expand and extend our farmers training. We now have over 10 communities and 4 communes or cities that are part of this farmers training. And we are proud to say that we have the first cohort of farmers that just graduated last month. And that's over 300 farmers who graduated from this training. And 53% of them were women. And, in a country where we know that it's very difficult, to have everything, done and work out smoothly. So we're very amazed and pleased to see the attendance rate as well as the graduation rate, how many people were part of this training. And we are looking for ways, for 2025 to continue the training, to increase that to more communities. So we now estimate that we probably by 2025, we're gonna have maybe 15 to 17 communities. So then we're looking to add maybe 6 to 7 more communities into that training. That will be more farmers that will be trained. And we're also looking for opportunities to, include additional topics into this training, like quality assurance, food safety. And also one of the main aspect of what we are doing for next year is finding ways that we can also work in those communities to help those farmers into processing those local crops, because we want those farmers not only to be farmers, but also to transform them into entrepreneurs. So we hope that we can continue that in partnership with the World Food Program as well as with the K-State University, because we also have another aspect, another partnership that we work with the C-March, that we're also training farmers. So our hope is that we can have more farmers trained, but also transform those farmers into entrepreneurs, because as we speak today, we already have over 3,000 farmers who have been participating into our farmers training, and this batch of those farmers will be the people that will be continue working on it, to making sure that besides having nutrition food and supplemental food available, that we have prepared them that they can respond to the local needs and most of the domestic needs in Haiti.
Thank you both. Looks like right now we do not have any more questions. There were a couple that I am going to be forwarding by email to have answered. Beyond that, I think we're ready to close up.
Thank you, Melissa. So yeah, before we close this update, I would like to once again thank everyone who have been supporting us from the very beginning. And I think now is a very crucial time that we need to have more support, because we need to be able to respond to all of those demands. So we thank you for standing, by us, but by the Haitian people, especially the malnourished children who are, suffering a lot. And during this difficult time, all we can do is pray and thank all of you for supporting, for believing in our mission, for believing in our mandate. And we look forward to see you on our next update. Thank you.